had tabled it so then they could get some more specifics on where that fence is going to be located. The owner of the property did come in and request a copy of a survey that we had on file. This survey was done several years ago, but is, I believe, still current in its layout. So he did kind of do some work on the copy of the survey and kind of show that he's going to be putting that fence on the about 5 feet and 4 inches from the home. The property side lot there is 6 feet to the property line, so he will be within the requirements of the code of being on their property versus over that property line. So we did make sure that he knows where that's going to be going, and that he did detail how many feet from the property he's going to be doing that from. So I think that is all that we needed from him before we considered that permit again.
So this is showing, when you say it's 5'4" off the property line, what property line?
5 foot 4 inches off of from the home, I should say. I apologize.
From the building line.
From the building line, yes. I apologize for.
And this is that little white picket fence that's all damaged and all that.
Correct. So there's currently a fence that is connecting the garage to the home. They are going to take that down and move that fence out towards the other property, and then build a little bit of a fence to connect the garage to that, and then the house to the new pushed out fence.
Okay.
So it'll be 5 feet 4 inches from the building line, or about 8 inches from the property line.
8 inches?
Correct.
And that meets code.
That meets what is specified in our village ordinance for fences.
No, not a lot of room for error.
Any questions from the building board? And you're confident this meets everything then, Ben?
Correct. After I talked with the the commercial plan review coordinator, Lisa Held with Safe Built, about this and several other of the permits, and she, assured me that when they do the inspection and they review the plans, that they make sure that everything is up to code and that it's being placed where it needs to be placed.
If there's no other questions from the board, I'll make a motion to approve that fence for Cortland LLC at 12625 West Cortland Avenue.
I'll second that.
Motion is made and seconded. Is there any other discussion on that motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And then that passes. It's me and you. Okay. On to new business. Under the letter A, we have 2 items, both occupancy permits. The first one is for Metro Elevator, 12855 West Silver Spring.
Yes, they're going to be occupying Suite A that was previously occupied by, I believe, Total Industrial Air. They are an elevator repair and service company. They do have their license from the state to be such company. They're going to be using it for sales and operations management team. Warehouse will be utilized to store materials and tooling needed to update and service elevators in the Milwaukee metropolitan area. They're not going to be doing any type of work at this time in the space. They have 9 full-time employees, and they expect about 18 automobile trips a day, maximum of 30, and just a couple of truck trips every day. Everything else seems to be in order. It does comply with the M3 manufacturing zoning district. And they did complete the business contact form for the police department.
You have 9 employees already? Good for you.
And you're not have any plans for doing any kind of assembly or anything in there?
No manufacturing. All the manufacturing is done by suppliers.
Yep.
Basically just take materials into the warehouse, store it for a period
Yep.
of time, and then send it out for installations.
And you don't really deal with any fluids or anything like that, or maybe some hydraulic fluid, or
There'll be
yeah.
hydraulic fluids that will show up, on and off. We obviously use hydraulics.
Sure.
To move elevators.
Mhm.
But yes, we will have
Some of those?
that will show up from time to time. And
Okay.
send out for installations.
Okay. Other questions? Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I have no questions. I was gonna say, with all that said, I make a motion to approve occupancy for Metro Elevator at 12855 West Silver Spring, Suite A.
I'll second that motion.
Motion is made and seconded. Any other discussion on that motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Good to go. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, any other questions or anything like that, Ben is always a great avenue for you, and he'll steer you in the right direction.
Outstanding.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good night.
Right. Second item there under A, the second bullet, Industrial Roofing Services LLC at 13000 West Silver Spring.
Yes, so these individuals occupy the upper space in the staff electric building.
Okay.
I'll just say kind of a quick tangent is I have been working with the Brookfield Fire Department on an addressing ordinance coming soon, probably in June. Stay tuned for that. But they are going to be occupying the upper space. They have been occupying the space for some time, but this was caught in a Brookfield Fire Department fire inspection. They did not have one on file with the village that I could tell, so they did come in and complete that right away. They are a roof consulting business, and they have 6 employees. They're not intending to do any type of projects in the space. Like I said, they've been occupying it for some time. They have detailed down there that they're expecting to be from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. A good number of automobile trips per day. But I'm guessing that that's just, again, back and forth with their employees to various jobs and consulting work. So this does, again, meet the M3 manufacturing guidelines, and they did fill out the police contact form.
Do we know how long they were in there prior to being caught?
Don't quote me, but it could have been up to 10 years.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so.
It's telling on a number of levels.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well then, there you have it.
Yeah, I haven't.
Who's the owner of the building?
It is Staff Electric. I don't know what the technical
But
LLC
staff
is.
owns it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
There must be in the place where Econet used to be. Econet Mortgage was in that building. I think they're the tenant that followed Econet.
Okay.
So that's been a while.
I'll make a motion to approve occupancy for Industrial Roofing Services LLC at 1300 West Silver Spring.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, on to item B. The first fence permit there under item B, there's 3 of them, is for Naomi Porth, 4677 126.
Yes, I believe Ms. Porth is here. She is applying for a fence permit. She lives next to the Absolute Home Care. I did have a conversation with her over email about this permit. I did also send her a copy of the survey that was done on the property. What's very unique about this is that there is a 3-foot encroachment easement on the property, so they were allowed to build 3 feet onto her home. I have personally never seen that before. It's a very, very unusual occurrence, and there is some encroachment from the other side of the property and several locations with the driveway, which we've kind of discussed at the village board level as kind of being an issue with some of those with those lot lines and those setbacks. And trying to remedy that. So with that being said, the Absolute Home Care did have the fence issue where it was taken down after the storm blew the fence onto her garage. It was taken down, and now she is looking to replace the fence that she currently has because that is now in poor condition, and then extend the fence down the lot line that previously hosted the Absolute Home Care's fence. So she's replacing the existing fence that she has, plus then running that new fencing down the lot line.
So you're getting back basically your lot, your full lot then? Yeah.
I don't think it'd be very good to take anything more away from her. She's already got 3 feet of someone else's house on her property and another foot from another property on her property.
Sure.
It's like, I've never seen it. I've been in construction for over 25 years. I've never seen such a thing.
How long have you been there? I'm just curious, Nellie. Okay, I mean, so who knows along the way,
It's,
who
yeah,
who
there's
agreed to
been
do what, you know,
yeah.
so, yeah,
a lot of handshakes and,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's documented that it's encroaching, right? It's on the surveys.
Yeah, and there is an easement again with the County Register of Deeds because
Yep.
there is a document number. I didn't observe it personally, and I did discuss with Ms. Porth kind of maybe setting the fence a little bit off of the home itself, putting a pole there just so then if they need to do any type of siding repair, they don't have to worry about running into the fence itself. And I also didn't know what the easement restrictions were, if there was special wording in there that's saying that if there was a fence or any type of build, it needed to be X amount away from the structure itself. But again, she does have that survey now with the document number. So if need be, she can always reference the County Register of Deeds office.
Excellent.
Yep. Well, with that, I'll make a motion to approve the fence permit for Naomi Porth at 4677 North 126th Street.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
You're good to go. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Okay, it's the second fence permit then is for Edgar and Deborah Locke, 5139 North 126th.
Yes, so I believe Ms. Locke is here if you have any questions for her. She detailed a very good explanation of what she is planning on doing. There's going to be 12 feet of total new fencing. The existing fence is chain link and and the gate will match that. You can see on the image that we have from her, the area that's going to be the new portion of fencing. I believe that putting that gate in, I believe it's just a replacement of the current fence, correct?
Yes, we're changing the single gate into a double gate.
Okay. So if you have any questions.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yep.
Proposals
So
in
there's
there.
It's just that section with the gate, correct? That we're
Yep.
redoing? A 12-foot section or
And you're
something?
gonna
right?
make it larger.
Yes, and then there's going to be, it's not gonna quite reach to the next pole. So they are gonna put in like 2 feet of new fence there so that we don't have a open gap.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the fence permit for Edgar and Deborah Locke located at 5139 North 126th.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks for coming in, Deborah.
Thank you.
Yep. The last one there is the fence permit for Craig and Donna Wallace, 5078 North 127.
So they are going to be replacing their existing 3-foot tall fence with a new fence, which is going to be 6 feet tall, which is the maximum allowed by the village's code. A drawing was provided by the Wallaces and was included in the packet. I believe it's going to be made out of the same materials as the fence currently in place.
The only question I guess I have is that fence running into the neighbor's garage?
So if you're looking at the sketch on the bottom, is that what you're looking at? Okay. Well, go on.
Tough to say, right? I mean, it could,
I mean, I looked at it, the driveway is, should I say it like the driveway pavement is really high above the fence where, you know, that ground there.
Yeah.
And it just goes right up to it.
that
What
would
you're
be,
saying is
that would
in
be my
line
own,
with
that would
it.
be
Yeah.
my only, right? Because it is just a pretty archaic sketch.
Mhm.
You know, so his line kind of starts away from the garage and then it comes, right? So very well could be. So that would be my only concern, and we can, I guess, put that in the motion that that it's not touching neighbors, you know, it's at the lot line at the very least. you know, even if it was like that originally, I don't think we should continue it with that,
And I couldn't see it that well when I went by there.
right?
Um,
Without, you know, not into going in someone's backyard.
Right. I could only just look down the driveway from the
yep.
street there, so.
So that's my only concern. Other than that, it's all good to go. It's a replacement.
Right.
And it falls into the footage that's allowed, correct, Ben?
Mhm.
Except, yeah, they're making it taller. Yeah. Any other questions?
Nope.
As long as it's applying or what's the word? Not applying.
Compliance.
It's in complying. There we go. I knew it was somewhere close to that. As long as it's in compliance with our code, I'll make a motion to approve that fence for Craig and Donna Walls, 57-8 North 127.
I'll second it.
Did we want to include just ensuring that it's with, not crossing over that?
Right, right.
But based on the fence to back, you said that the inspectors do check that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just had mentioned that you maybe want to put that in the motion, so I just want to make
Right,
sure.
but
that
it-
right.
That's why I said, as long as it is
Okay.
fully compliant.
Yep,
Yeah.
just
Our
wanted to make sure.
inspectors is that something they check, then
Yep.
that would alleviate any of my concerns.
Motion is made and seconded. Any other discussion on that motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Last, we have 2 sign permits. The first one is for Butler Inn, 12400 West Hampton.
Yes, so I do have the sign contractor here in the audience if you have questions for him. They are looking to put up new signage and a little bit of old signage. So I believe that the message board that's going up on the back of the building was the existing message board, correct?
Correct, yeah, the one on the corner facing 124 in Hampton is existing from the one we took down also. So there'll be 2 message boards that will be going back up from existing.
Okay, and then they have new signage that is detailed in the plan. So there will be one between the 2 doors to get in, and then one on the front and one on the back. And it's going to be different than what they had previously. They had kind of that cursive writing on the front. That's now going to be replaced with what you see in the packet. And then the back will also have something somewhat similar. There's going to be more of a circular sign there versus a more rectangular sign. It does total up to be 88 square feet from what I computed, which is below what the code states is the
Okay.
maximum.
Okay.
So it is in compliance with that.
So digital message boards, am I correct in that?
So
There's
there
2
is,
of them now? There always was 2?
Back parking lot and then the angled one.
Oh, I never noticed the back parking lot one.
No,
Okay.
never did. So the angled one's not shown here, correct?
Yes.
I
That's
don't,
because they're just replacing it, right? That's the one that
don't have
was
it.
on the corner.
Yeah, it's existing, same one. We
Yeah.
just took it down. They're taking all that cedar shape out around the building. And they're putting metal all around.
Yeah, we just don't have anything on that.
yeah, the images that was sent to me, I didn't see I saw the back one, but I didn't see
Yep.
the front one. Yeah.
It was already there.
But they took it off.
Right, so they could redo the thing. So they could redo the siding. And do they need a permit again to rehang that sign?
I mean, I guess the code states that if they're doing any type of alterations, modifications, I mean, to me, if I need to make a decision, I would say probably not if it's going up exactly where it was and it's
I mean,
the
that's the
same
plan,
thing.
right?
Um,
Yeah, they're just took that. I mean, to me, common sense would dictate. it.
Right, yes and no. If that sign came down and it doesn't now conform to our new, right?
It does.
That's the
That's not an
reason,
issue, though.
right, but that's the reason it should be brought to us.
Okay.
Right? So there's signs we talked about in the village that if anything is ever done to them, it will no longer conform. So it really should be brought.
Okay,
correct. Where if there was an issue, then yes, we would need to.
That's
address
how
it.
we would catch it, not, well, it's a sign and then they put up a sign that doesn't conform with our new ordinances.
Correct.
Okay.
And
So I'm
in and of
thinking about
itself,
that.
again, if that was the case, if they weren't putting in any new signage, it would be more or less an administrative kind of review, making sure that it met the code. If they took it down to do repairs,
Mhm.
again, if I'm, it would be more of an administrative thing.
That's what
where-
my grandfather did, because it was there, they're just taking it down to fix the siding or whatever, and then putting it back up.
And that's where there's several signs in the village where if they were to come down for that reason, again, Aaron, I don't know because Aaron has a little bit more experience in the zoning world. I guess what's in
I
your,
believe we changed it so that if it did come down and doesn't pass, then
yeah, I believe that
any
anything that's not in
alterations
compliance.
to an old
So,
sign.
I totally get where you're coming from, and I agree. My dilemma is I don't think it's reasonable for a property owner to have to pay for a sign that they already had up. As long as that sign was compliant to begin with, and they took it down to fix up the building,
and-
which is better for the village.
100%.
They
No,
shouldn't have
no.
to pay for it again, you know.
Correct. And
a
that was not
different issue.
included. Yeah, that was not
Paying
included
is a different
in-
issue.
Yeah, that was not
Versus that
included
it
in the,
should come to us.
in the sign permit
Yeah,
fees.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was not included in the sign permit fees because on the permit itself, you had 3 signs listed: the front, the back, and the side one.
Just double check it because I could have swore it said 5 signs.
We need to go and look in the.
So that being the case, we don't want to charge him for a sign that he's taken down and it complies,
I can verify
don't want-
that.
right? We don't want
It
to
does say
charge.
5 signs, 5 new signs, it says.
Yeah, 5 new signs. So
So there's a little,
so if there's any
Uh,
discrepancy, Ben,
Yeah,
can we
I'll
just
yeah, I'll make
adjust
sure.
pricing for that?
Yeah, I'll
if
adjust the
need be?
pricing if need be.
And I don't know if there is or not, but we don't want to charge you for an existing sign that conforms,
Correct.
that you're just putting back up because of damage that was
right, and
happening.
so to be clear, moving forward, when this kind of thing happens, the sign should come before us. And if it complies, then there's no fee for that, but it came before us so that we can,
To ensure that it's still compliant.
Yeah. otherwise, these signs look great.
Yep,
Yeah,
100%.
And we're grateful, as we talked about before, that that Butler Inn is sinking money into that place, and
Yep, and bringing it back.
yep,
It'd be nice in there.
we can redo all that exterior stuff yet, and so.
Excited to get it back. Everybody's excited and
Yeah.
chomping at the bit about it. So
with that said, I'm making a motion to approve the sign permit for Butler Inn at 12400 West Hampton.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
And are not opposed. Okay, so we're good to go. The second sign permit there under letter C is for Rio Fresh, 12513 West Hampton.
So this is a little bit of an odd one. So the previous owner of the laundromat came before us with 2 signs that he wanted to put up. We approved the sign permit for him. He paid the fees. He then sold the business to Julio, who owns Rio Fresh, who took over the laundromat. They erected one of the signs that was approved, but the other sign, they changed the face of it to say Rio Fresh. You probably saw that on 124th Street. So it was originally supposed to have something with like the Butler washing well, but now it changed to Rio Fresh. And when I saw that, I reached out to him and I said, hey, I'm not going to charge you for another fee for this because technically the sign permit was approved and applied for and whatnot. I just need to have the board approve the new design of the sign. They didn't increase the dimensions of it at all, but we do need to have approval of the sign design itself. So he said that's fine. He filled out the new permit. He sent in a picture of what the new sign looks like. Like I said, there's not going to be any additional fees because it technically was already done. It was just a miscommunication or a misunderstanding on his part
Okay.
that he thought that he had the sign permit and that when he bought the property, that permit kind of transferred to him, even though that's not how that works.
Okay.
It transferred, but it didn't transfer.
Correct.
Still sounds like it's a market or a produce stand.
It's right. But it's right next to a big sign that says laundry. So, well, I don't have any issues at all. So,
Any other questions?
No,
no, with that said, I'll make a motion to approve the sign permit for Rio Fresh at 12513 West Hampton Avenue.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
That'll be at 5:45.